feel no control over my life, which is usually, I ask the stars why my life has devolved into such a mess. Is it because I'm not getting the recognition my Mars in Leo requires? Or maybe I'm just deeply misunderstood because my Mercury is in Aquarius and my communication style is just too original for most people to get. It can't be because I'm a workaholic who's more invested in doing things than risks sitting for a moment too long in silence with myself because it would result in self-reflection I'm not prepared for. That sounds fake. It must be because my moon is in Aquarius while my Uranus is in Capricorn. There's nothing I can do about that. So let's dive into astrology and why nothing is ever my fault. Welcome to Bad Astra. Astrology signs are based off of the constellations along the ecliptic, which is the path the sun takes throughout the year from our perspective here on Earth. There were originally 11 zodiac signs until the Romans came about and were like, but what if we add one just to say we did? That's where Libra comes in, the scales, also the only inanimate object in the entire collection of the ecliptic constellations. No, Ophiuchus isn't the 13th zodiac sign because only his foot steps into the ecliptic, so you don't have to worry about shifting one sign over. In fact, many of the signs have shifted because of the slight wobble of the Earth over thousands of years. When it comes to your Western zodiac sign, this is determined based off of where the sun was in front of on the day of your birth. So if you go outside on your birthday and look at your constellation, you'll be looking directly into the sun, and we've already gone into detail on why that's fucking dumb and you shouldn't do it. But how do all those other signs work? Well, it's the same thing but with planets and the moon. So whatever constellation the moon was in front of on your birthday is your moon sign, etc. The three most common signs that astrology lovers want to know is typically your sun, your moon, and rising. If you're on a date, they may also ask for your Mars and Venus signs, since Venus is the love sign and Mars is about sex. Also aggression, but that might be less relevant on a date. Hopefully. Unless you're into that. But hold on. What is a rising sign? There's no rising planet, is there? The rising sign is the thing you need your birth time for, because it's determined by the sign that was rising over the eastern horizon at the time you were born. It changes every 2 hours, and since there's 12 signs, the math works out. 24 hours, 12 signs, divided by 2, yeah, that checks out. Your sun sign, or the thing you use to look up horoscopes, apparently controls the ego and is tied to how you identify in life. For example, Eris's sun sign is a Virgo, which means she's a cold-hearted, meticulous clean freak who doesn't like surprises and has a desperate need for everything to be in order. If you've seen the inside of her apartment, you know that isn't true. At least the clean part. Your moon sign is more about your emotions and how you are when you're left alone. Your truest expression of yourself. Sure, we'll go with that. My moon sign is Aquarius, which means that emotionally I'm difficult to understand, completely out of touch with reality, and terrified of my own emotions. I think Eris is trying to roast me here.
She forgot your existential angst.
Finally, of the big three, your rising sign is the mask you wear to others. So not necessarily how you are, but how you come off. My rising sign is a Virgo. People think I'm cold-hearted, meticulous, and don't like surprises. Do people really see me as an heiress? Fuck. I like surprises. You can have two signs in the same planet or sun or whatever. This is called a cusp, and happens for sun signs in the 20th or 21st of each month. The sun is not quite out of one constellation, but also in the one next to it already. So a person may share qualities of both signs. For example, our patrons will know Queen Cleopatra of Denial, Eris's cat. That is exclusive content, so make sure to join our Patreon. Anyway, her birthday, according to the shelter documents, is July 21st. This means when Cleo was born, the sun was moving out of Cancer and into Leo. This results in her cat being an arrogant, spoiled brat who is a whiny little baby when not getting the attention she believes she's entitled to. Yeah, that just sounds like every cat ever. There's also a weird thing called zeliums, which, according to Eris's astrology friend, is when half or more of your entire birth chart is in one sign, which causes you to act more like that sign. And then there are different houses, and those correspond to... Okay, less complicated part. The signs are all associated with an element. Fire, earth, air, or water. They cycle through in that order, just like the avatar. You can generalize signs based on their element. So water signs are emotional, earth signs are grounded, and air signs are airy? The fire signs are insufferable. They can also be divided by 3 into mutable, fixed, and cardinal energies. Each of the 3 signs in a particular element have a different energy category. Apparently, cardinal signs make stuff happen. Mutable signs are philosophical and thinkers. And finally, fixed signs are stubborn bastards. Thanks, Cosmo. Anyway, here's a collection of horoscopes from the app CoStar, which honestly is better for memes on their Instagram than actual advice written by AI using NASA data.
Sure, Jan.
Eris, our resident witch, has assigned the horoscopes to each sign according to her intuitive witchy powers, or something. I don't understand how witchcraft works. Sun, moon, rising, that might be important, I don't know. I'm not in charge of the stars. Aries, the realm, fire sign, cardinal, the constellation that looks slightly like a curved stick. Are you looking for a conquest? Today you feel torn between the pressure to stay when you want to run and your love of a change of the scenery. It's good to talk things out if that's what you need. Just make sure you're not doing that thing where you shut down emotionally and then convince yourself that discomfort's the end of the world. You will not discover what you are capable of except by trying. Do. Goof off. Vending machine. Exhale. Don't. Crawl space. Bland food. Picking scabs. Taurus, the bull, earth sign, fixed, the constellation that looks like a slingshot. Are you coddling yourself? Today, your entire perception of reality is colored by your mood. You mistake your feelings for fact, make decisions based on your mood, and judge yourself for being irrational. Become a word as you slowly say the word over and over and over. You already know how to ask for help when you need it. And that's a start. Do. Vitamin C. Headlamps. Action movies. Don't. Vices. And guard. Restriction. Gemini the Twins. Air sign. Mutable. The constellation that actually looks like it's supposed to. Are you ready to think for yourself? Everything is going well, so you vacillate between all of your options. Why do you make it so hard for yourself? Don't sabotage yourself by flip-flopping. Naming your own ignorance is the first step toward education. Do. Bubble tea, badminton, and study hall. Don't. Digressions, verbiage, footnotes. Cancer, the crab, water sign, cardinal, the constellation that looks like a smaller slingshot. Are you ready to say no? Everything is going well, so you let relationship security become more important than your own happiness. Why won't you stick up for yourself? Don't make a mess of your current relationship by ignoring your own boundaries. You can't get what you want unless you know what to ask for. Do. Melding. comfortable. Guard down. Don't. Pedestals. Glued at the hip, or couple names. Leo, the lion, fire sign, fixed, the constellation that looks like a sphinx or a hanger. Are you looking for flexibility? Today you're torn between having everyone and being with someone. It's good to play if that's what you need. Just make sure you're not doing the thing where you start to overthink the dynamic and then start to believe that it's better not to get too attached. You've got what you want, unless you know what to ask for. Do. Moving on. Distance. Speaking terms. Don't. Lost love. Packed bags. YA books. Virgo, the virgin, earth sign, mutable, the constellation that looks like a lawn chair. Are you ready to endure friction? Everything is going well, so you vacillate between all of your options. Why do you make it so hard for yourself? Don't sabotage yourself by staying on the surface of your own intellect. Naming your own ignorance is the first step toward education. Do. Felt tip. Calligraphy. Snail mail. Don't. The rules. Cherry picking, or I told you so's. Libra, the scales, air sign, Cardinal, the constellation that kind of looks like a triangle with legs. Are you ready to identify your own thoughts? Everything is going well, so you vacillate between all of your options. Why do you make it so hard for yourself? Don't sabotage yourself by swinging from pro to con ad infinitum. Sometimes the best understanding comes from your chest and your stomach. Do. Bubble tea. Badminton. Study hall. Don't. Stereotypes. Underestimation and margins. Scorpio, the scorpion, water sign, fixed, the constellation that looks like a fishhook. But it's also called Maui's fishhook, so really the Pacific Islanders are better at this game.
What can I say except you're welcome?
Are you feeling like an emotionally stunted coward? Today, you're realizing that your fear of commitment has been controlling your life and forcing you to make some big mistakes. Why are you so scared of your own emotions? By not taking the time to look inwards, you're creating a cycle of disappointment and dishonesty for yourself and the people you care about most. Your refusal to become a better version of yourself will only drive away true love and fulfillment. You could have worked through this with someone that could really help you progress, but rejecting them before they could reject you seemed like the better option. How's that working out for you, huh? How's life without me? Do you ever feel guilty about telling me you wanted to be friends and having me in your life, only to completely ghost me after breaking my heart? Are you finally coming to the realization that you were so emotionally repressed that you couldn't even admit the truth to yourself, let alone me? Go to therapy, for fuck's sake. Do. Meditation. Apologies. Gather the courage to call your ex and actually carry through with wanting to still have her in your life. Don't. Inaction. Vague texts. Peanut butter. Sagittarius. The centaur archer, fire sign, mutable. The constellation that looks like, what the fuck is that? Are you looking for something to be optimistic about? Today, you feel torn between the pressure to stay when you want to run and your love of a change of scenery. It's good to talk things out if that's what you need. Just make sure you're not doing the thing where you clench your jaw and then tell yourself that discomfort is the end of the world. Expand the definition of who you are. Do. Napkins. Vegan A's. Aimless strolls. Don't. Resentment. Tearjerkers. Heights. Capricorn, you've got to be kidding me. Marigoat? Who came up with the marigoat for an earth sign? Okay, Cardinal. Anyway, the constellation that looks like a Dorito. Are you retreating into your own world? Today, crisis follows you like a shadow. You forget your phone at home, you accidentally leave the stove on, you find yourself reading the same line over and over. Become a word as you slowly say the word over and over and over, you already know how you feel, and that's a start. Do. Goodbyes. Secondhand stores. Deep sea diving. Don't. Clutch pearls. Pathos. Narratives. Aquarius, the hot water bearer of the gods. Air sign? The water bearer is an air sign? Fixed, the constellation that looks like water being poured out. Are you retreating into your head? Today, the voice in your head is on a tear. Your feelings become foreign language. You feel the urge to write it all out, but when you approach the page, nothing happens. Become a word as you slowly say the word over and over and over. You already know the intricacies of your own psyche, and that's a start. Do. Sweatpants. Drinking water. Mood playlists. Don't. Plot twists, the blues, or deflation. Pisces. Two fish, water sign, mutable, the constellation that looks like cherries. Are you feeling sorry for yourself? Today, the voice in your head is on a tear. You forget to make the bed. You let the cups pile up in your room. You're up all night with racing thoughts. Become a word as you slowly say the word over and over and over. You already know how to ask for help when you need it, and that's a start. Do. Soup. Lounging. Loose leaf teas. Don't. Mirrors, lamenting, or assumptions. So, obviously this isn't science. Happy April Fool's Day from the Bad Astra team. But, before you jump on the making fun of astrology train, remember that the reason why so many people feel cool making fun of astrology is because it's something that predominantly girls like. This has been a trend forever because, heaven forbid, girls have fun and enjoy something. People make entire identities on hating things popular with teen girls. Astrology, boy bands, Twilight. Astrology served as an early way for our ancestors to figure out the world, just like religion. Science is only magic that we can now explain using math, which honestly makes magic sound a lot more fun. Being into astrology is just as valid as being super into sports, the stock market, or cryptocurrency. As long as you're not allowing it to stand in your way of working through your issues and living your best life, what's the harm? That said, do not text your ex just because Mercury's in retrograde, unless the Scorpio horoscope resonated. Being lonely during a pandemic is not enough of an excuse. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some relaxing and reflecting to do, as I am apparently most at home in the water, like two philosophical fish tied together by their tails. Astra out.
Ad Astra, to the stars, to the stars.
Thank you so much for joining us here on Bad Astra. If you enjoyed watching, please like this video, leave a comment telling us what topic you'd like to see next month, and share it with everyone you know. Be sure to also subscribe and ring the notification bell so you never miss a new episode. And if you can't get enough of me, Eris, and Science Tommy, join our Patreon, where we post behind-the-scenes deep dives and other fun content. A special thank you to all of our Patreon supporters who make these videos possible. Astra out.